call it m_incremental. Incremental. Great. Okay, grabbing the values. All right. So now it's asking, what do we want to use for a source table, right? Let us. Which one did I do? Okay. I think it was order items. Right? Target table, we haven't created one, right? Actually, this one. Right? So we pick the source table, pick the target table. That's asking for a logical key field, which is what? Order ID. Is that. Alright. And then the source timestamp field. There is none, actually. There is none. I think you have to set something. But anyways. So, let's set this field association. This now, this now, right? So source to target. Okay. Okay. All right. So you can see that it just writes these as parameter values for you. Okay. Next. Okay. Now, see these options at the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
So it says create multiple pipelines in a single mapping. That's fine. Save parameter values for the selected mappings. That's also fine. Actually, we don't need to save this anyway. So this is okay. So next, to create mappings, you must export source and target definitions. Yes. Yes. Exports them. No errors. Great. Alright. So it says incremental load generated successfully. Right? Now it's going to say, do you want to use the workflow wizard to create session and workflow for the mapping? Sure. Yeah, whatever I don't need to do myself. Right? Okay, so workflows with a non-reusable session, sure. Okay, so now you have to pick your connections, right? So the connections to your source is going to be on source. Connection to your target, right? And then my lookup will be target. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the prefix, right? So it's even going to use the WF for your workflow and then S for your session. Right? Next. Everything looks fine. Next. And it generated the workflow too. Finish. Alright. Okay. So the mapping's here. Open that. Now let's go and see what's going on here. Okay. So I have my order ID table. Right? And it even gives you comments, right? So it says, this source qualified transformation contains a SQL override statement that calls the mapping variable. This is your mapping variable. And then it uses this variable to ensure that only those records where the time step column, update TS or whatever, is greater than the value stored in increment underscore TS of process. Okay. Now, I think we need a date.
Oh, because you have to have that specified somewhere.
Yeah. Actually, I think we might be able to get rid of this. Let's see. Okay. So, you can already see in the source filter, right? It says order ID is greater than, and then it has this variable here. This doesn't make sense right now, right? Well, we already know there's a filter. So what is always going to load is anything greater than whatever this variable is, right?
Okay.
See? Nope. See or no?
Yes.
See. Okay. Right? We don't need to understand what this variable is right now. But I'm saying, okay, this is your source qualifier, right? What does the source qualifier do? Okay. If I do not have anything in here, if I don't have anything in my source qualifier, what kind of SQL statement does my source qualifier write? So this is my source statement. I'm not doing anything in my source qualifier. What kind of SQL statement does it write? What's the SQL statement?
If you're not having a filter in the select statement, what are you doing?
Where?
I don't have a filter. I'm not doing anything. So what is the SQL going to
Pass
be?
through.
What is the SQL?
Oh.
This is the table I'm selecting from. What is my SQL going to be? I don't have any conditions. I don't have anything.
Select
Huh?
all.
Select all order
Exactly.
items.
Right?
Select all. No filter,
Yeah.
right?
There's nothing. I'm not doing anything. No conditions, nothing. So I'm selecting all from order items. Right? But now I have a condition here. So what your source qualifier does, if you're not doing anything in there, is it's selecting all from your source table. Right? Okay. But now it's not selecting all anymore because you have a source filter. So it's gonna say select all from order items where order ID is greater than whatever this variable is, right? And then we will go see what this variable is. I just need you to understand what's going on here, right?
Okay.
So it's only always gonna select and pass anything, all the items greater than whatever this variable is, right? Okay. Now, we move on to the next item, right? Now we have the expression. Okay. So, now this is where it's truly setting the variable, right? So we'll see what's going on here. So it said set variable, increment TS as what? Session start time. Right? So, one thing is, I don't think that we can use this order items table.
With that variable because it's going to compare the ID to a time.
Yeah.